everybody. Too Tall here. Welcome to Too Tall's Model Car Garage. As you just saw, yes, this is the update on my big rig. Timelines are coming, guys. Got a little over a month left. I believe the deadline is July 31st. But anyway, after I came back from Rocky Mountain Race Week, well, it was just the day actually, which I'll get to more about that. Saturday, I went Friday, and then Saturday I decided to do some work on my big rig. So I finished out all the wheels and tires. Once again, these wheels and tires here are from the L700, just because since I'm using that trailer, and the wheels were a little too big, so I was afraid that the trailer would be not level. So I put the smaller tires on it so it'll be a lot level. But anyway, I had a cool experiment. I took some of that Rust-Oleum texture spray that I mentioned about, this right here. I sprayed it after I sprayed the primer base, and I sprayed everything with satin black, well, all the chrome pieces at least, and it came out to look like a rhino liner look. So as you can see, it's got some real texture, like on the fuel tanks, the steps, and I painted the wheels the same color, but I didn't use the texture paint on that. It's just satin black. Well, I did use it on the grill, but I might just, actually, I don't know if I can get that out, but it did pretty good. And then it has that real rhino liner touch on the bumper. As you can see, you can actually see the texture. So it's really cool. And of course, oh hey, look at that. What's that in there? Can I see that? That is a Pontiac Trans Am bird decal on the back wall of the cab, or underneath the sleeper, actually. Since you know me, I like them birds. So, yep. Here is the dash. This is the Tester's Rust color. Kind of has that wood grain look to it, because I noticed on the dash it has that wood grain look to it. So I did that, and of course I detailed out the gauges with semi-gloss black with the liquid chrome pin for the gauge trim. So once I get the interior, I haven't painted the seats yet. I think I might go with that same color just so it would match. But these are all the satin black parts. These are the mud flaps and the steering wheel. I don't know if I'm going to detail the steering wheel or not. I might do some more detailing on that. And then here's the steering column and the shifter. Which the reason I painted it all is just because it was all on one tree. So some of the parts I am going to go through and redo, just for make it more detailed. But these are the headlights and the tail light covers, which I might redo those. So I don't think these have lenses, so I'm going to paint red over those and probably hit it with the liquid chrome pin. But these are all the other stuff. So, but yeah, the engine is already done, but it does it. I don't have the pipes hooked up yet. So just set this off a little bit. It's not glued on, it's just sitting there, but it'll hold. Got the radiator and the engine put together. It's still sitting in there because I haven't done the drive shaft yet. So it's pretty much good to go. This is all Tester's yellow, just because I went with the color code for the instructions was just use yellow paint, so that's what I did. And I hit all the other stuff with flat black and aluminum paint. So, alrighty. That's pretty much it on this big rig update. Like I said, the deadline's coming. I haven't even started the trailer yet, but all I need to do is paint the body, put the decals on it, and then final assembly. This thing's ready to go, and then I'll jump ahead on that trailer from the L700 kit, because that's what I'm using it. I'm going to put a trailer on it. But, okay. This is part 1, and stay tuned for part 2. Alrighty. So, like I said, this is part 2. I don't really have much. Like, I did do a mail call video in my last video, but I was just tired of waiting. But these actually came in the mail today. These are the Dayton wheels for the Roadkill Monster Carlo. They just came in the mail today, so I'm gonna jump right on that. And pretty much all I got to do with that is I got to repaint the interior bucket, and then just prime and paint the body and clear it. I got to put decals on it, but other than that, that's really good to go. But anyway, the next part, like I mentioned before, this past Friday, June 22nd, was the final day for Rocky Mountain Race Week at Great Bend. So I hopped in the green heap, filled them up with gas, and we headed down the Great Bend. 99 wooga horns on the wall, 99 wooga horns. Take one down, pass it around, 98 wooga horns on the wall. It was pretty good. It's Rocky Mountain Race Week. Those of you who don't know what it is, it's like Hot Rod Drag Week. But then, those of you that don't know what that is about either, I'll explain it to you. Basically, it is involved with drag racing, and it's also endurance. It is 1,200 miles, 4 tracks, and no trailers. It is all 1,200 horsepower, 1,500 horsepower on the street. You have to drive it to location and stuff. But it's really, I've never experienced it, but I've heard a lot of opinions about it. And some people say it's a blast. And then some people is like, if they break, then they're done. But as long as they can keep the fix simple, like you can't like swap out a motor or anything. Unless if it's that same block. Anywho, I went to Rocky Mountain Race Week just for Friday, and I finally got to meet Alex Taylor. Those of you who don't know who Alex Taylor is, she's one of the youngest competitors ever to race on Drag Week. So, I think she started at 16, but still pretty cool. She's got a 68 Camaro called Bad Marrow, which is a pretty awesome car in person. I posted a video yesterday on my channel. It was just a simple, there was no intro or outro. It was just her pass, one of her passes I caught. I did catch her first pass, but I'm not going to spill the beans about what happened on that pass, just because the guys over at 1320 video were there. So if they caught it on film, I'm just going to let them spill the beans first. So I just don't want to spill the beans first. But nothing. It was nothing major. It was just a little technicality run. But the video I did post yesterday was a good pass. It was like 865, I think. But anyway, it was good. It was a good pass. But anyway, the story about Alex Taylor, I actually became Facebook friends with her about 5 years ago. And then about 3 months ago, I sent her a message saying if she would like one of my shop cards. She actually responded back, and she's like, sure, here's my address. So I sent her one of my shop cards. And I did a video on this about that time, I guess, about 3 or 4 months ago. And she actually sent me a letter back about the shop card, and she thought it was cool, and her dad signed it, which I thought that was pretty neat. And I actually posted on Facebook that I was going to Rocky Mountain Race Week on Friday, and she liked my post. And once I got down there, I started taking pictures of all the cars and stuff. Those of you that are Facebook friends with me, you probably already seen the album that I put on Facebook. I'm not going to put it on here just because it's going to take a lot of time. But anyway, I was taking pictures of the cars, and here comes Alex on her hoverboard, and she's looking at me, I'm looking at her, and she's like, I know you. And I was just like, yeah, I know you too. She rolled up to me, and she's like, well, you made it. And I thought that was really cool, just because how we connected. It's like we knew each other, but we never met. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then a couple minutes later, I was over at her pit, and I got to talk to her dad, Dennis Taylor, which he is a really cool person to talk to. Like, I sat at his pit for about, 20 minutes. We were just talking back and forth about racing and stuff like that. And I was asking him how the trip was going, and he said, pretty fun. Even though Alex was out, but once she fixed her problem, she finished the route. So she did finish it, but she didn't get finished on paper. So, but anyway, it was just a really fun day, and I hope to see Alex Taylor again next year if she ever decides to do Race Week again, which I assume she will, and of course Hot Rod Drag Week. But yeah, that's pretty much what went on Friday night. So that's pretty much it for me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you soon.